Hi, Stephen, you get started.
Okay.
Go back to previous one. Is unnecessary. Okay, so this one cannot. Okay. Next one, Kirsten. Kirsten, your turn.
Um,
So what do you do?
so I did the um promotion counting. I'll send you the link.
Show me your numbers. Year,
Yeah.
year and set.
2015 to 16. Salute the January contest, problem one.
Problem one. And then
Bronze.
which one you have question?
I question for the um the angry cows.
Angry 2015 to 16.
Yeah.
15 to 16 January. So it's actually is 16 January.
Mm.
This one is a little bit complicated. Okay, let's read the problem. It said that basically the cow has designed to what she think will be the next big video game, Angry Cow. The premise, which she believed complete original, is the player shoot a cow with a slingshot, okay, whatever slingshot, and then into a one-dimensional scene consists of a set of bay hay. So there's something that he will shoot and then located at a different point of the number of the lines. The cow land on the hay with sufficient force, so the cow for some reason will be shoot. I don't know how it happened, but the cow will be shoot. I'm sorry, I should share my screen. So basically, I don't know how, but the cow being shoot to the hay, and then the hay is actually have sequence or something. Okay, whatever. With sufficient force for the bay to explode, which in turn might set a chain reaction. Okay, the key is the chain reaction, which cause additional nearby hay to explode. So it hits something and then the nearby hay would explode, okay? And then the goal is to use a single cow to start a chain reaction to determine how many hay bay possible. So there's a chain reaction, but we don't know how far it will affect them. Now let's see how far. So there is an N hay bay located in the distinct integer position. So S1, S2, whatever. And then the cow is launched onto a hay bay position X. This hay bay is broad with a breast radius of 1, okay, and the 1 is broad within the distance nearby whatever you broad radius of 2 and 2 is broad 3, okay, something like that, okay, something like that. And then predetermine the maximum number of the hay bay that you can explore possibly for a chain reaction. Okay, so you get a different location so that there are n numbers and n are these xn numbers. So you have 6. So the 6 are these different numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So apparently, these different number, you need to have some sort of sorting or something. So first thing is that you actually need to find the optimal solution. You need to have the sorting, the data you go in, these different data you go in, you need to have some sort of sorting. And then you want to find there is after the sorting, you would shoot to a certain point that would actually have the maximum explosion. And then that would actually create a chain reaction. Okay. So we will see which one will cause the maximum chain reaction, and then you will report the maximum chain reaction number. Okay, so basically, okay, if I equals 2, then these are the chain reaction distance. Okay, you can go up to here. Okay, so you use a pointer, you will do, there's a right pointer and left pointer. So right pointer, you will pointing to the rightmost one based on your right pointer. So if your I is currently 2, you will use a explosion point 1, and then this one will stand for 2, and then using that you will know how far you can reach by the right pointer. The same thing, you can actually use the left pointer to point it to the left as well. So by doing that, each number you use the right pointer and left pointer, you should be able to find the radius, how many you can explore.
Oh, okay.
That's it. The measure is like that.
Mm.
Is that okay? The measure just like that, and then you will know how many you will actually be. So the right pointer means right now is I equals 2 is actually original point. So right pointer originally is 2. So plus 1, first one, you actually plus 1, you see your neighbor cannot do it, then you cannot increase your pointer. So you will stop right there. If your neighbor is okay to explore just within 1, then you go to the 1. And then if 1 okay, you try 2 more and see if you can reach this one. If you can reach this one, your pointer move to this one, and then you continue. So by doing that, okay, totally each one you can determine the maximum number. So totally, how many you can do? You actually just like this is like a cup problem. So totally maximum order of n operation, you should able to find the solution.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the measure. As for the coding, you can do the coding. I give you the answer later. Is that okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, and then once you get the right and left pointer, you span. Span is the total number of the pointer, is your right minus left plus 1.
Mm.
Okay?
Okay.
Use I, not using, use the index. The pointer means the index. This
Yeah.
one is 2, okay? And then you go to the rightmost pointer, is this one is 2, 3, 4. And this one, left pointer maximum, okay, you cannot go out of bounds, so this one maximum is 0. So it's 4 minus 2, 0 plus 1. So it actually end up to be 5.
Okay.
Okay? You don't
Yeah.
need extra data structure, just use 2 integer as a pointer.
Okay.
Okay, any other question?
No.
Okay, okay. Keep going, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, you can be dismissed if you have no other prior question, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, good night then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Next one, let me have Stephen. Stephen, your turn. This one. What do they want?
If the value three, like there's only three of them in the array, and they're not next to each other.
What?
If if there's only three threes in the array, and then they're
So
not
three
next.
in the array. Did you check three in the array? Do you check that?
Yeah.
No, you didn't check it. You didn't check three for 3 times.
Wait, but shouldn't like this check it?
It doesn't.
Okay.
These are two things. Check three for 3 times and then no three next to each other.
Okay.
Wrong. So up to here, check three for 3 times. Now, how to check no three next to each other?
Just use like the indexing.
Hmm?
Use the indexing. Like,
Do it.
okay. Oh, okay.
You still missing one. This one, no minus one. Minus one should be put here. What's that?
Oh,
Next one. Is it wrong? This is wrong.
Yeah, trying to run test cases.
You don't need to test. This is wrong. Don't delete it. So what are you doing right now?
Like changing the approach.
Change it for what approach? So I'm asking you, what will you get by your answer? And what do they need to have? These two are different.
It's like just asking if the current like value it's 2, and then the next one is also 2.
Who say that?
Like this one, this one.
Who say that? You didn't did that. By your answer, you were 2, you will return true already, but you may have a 2, 2, 1, 2. This one do not have a 2 on its neighbor.
Oh wait, yeah.
So your approach is totally wrong. Stop. Drawing diagram before you do coding. This is totally wrong. You put a boolean, it's also wrong.
Okay.
You still do arbitrary in coding. You never print anything. Always put the pencil and pad on your side, draw it, making sure you understand it before you do coding. Okay, tell me what do they want right now?
So
Don't
you have to
touch
check.
keyboard. Don't touch keyboard. Tell me what do they want right now?
You have to check if for every 2, there's a 2 next to it.
Yeah, and then what should you check?
If every 2 there's a 2 next to it.
No, that's not what you should check. You return true if every 2 has a 2 next to it. This
Yeah.
one actually means you should detect if there is a 2, there is no neighbors 2. Then you report false. This one
Oh, yeah.
really is to report someone who is 2 alone. 2 but neighboring no 2. You reporting this kind of 2, report is of false. Instead of reporting 2 that has a 2 as neighbor, because you may have another one that don't have.
Yeah.
You still do arbitrary checking. You did not solve the problem, you check. This way you may have many tools. You actually find a tool, then you check its left and right. That's it. If both left and right are not two, then you report a false.
Yeah.
So why here lambda less minus two? What's this for?
To check like if the letter before the last letter in the array is equal to
Why do you need to check that?
um,
Why do you need to check that for every for loop? Every for loop iteration.
Yeah, that's true.
You continue this, but 1 hour later, you still be wrong. Your problem is that you are not really listening to people. Okay?
Yeah.
And you don't do planning. First, we talk about you check if there's a number 2, then check if its neighbor actually has 2 or not. If there's no 2 on both sides, then you report false. So that's the only thing you need to learn, you need to know. And you should do that. Number 1, this one you continue to do that for 2,000 times, you're still wrong. Why here -1?
Because you want to check it here.
Check
I
where?
think I think you need
This
it
way
here.
you are totally wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, for what? Why you arbitrarily answer yeah? You do not understand it. I say no need for -1. Why?
Just because
Because you don't
for
know. You arbitrarily do anything. You go check every 2. So what you want to do is go to check every number. Is the numbers I is 2. Then we need to check its left and right. So your top level program is just like that. You don't need to check -1 or anything on the top level because right here, first thing you need to learn is you need to check is you have a 2 right there. If there is no 2, say let's assume that your array is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You don't need to check everything is okay, then you are true. So first thing you need to check is there is a 2. So if you want to check there is a 2, you need to check every single one. So you know there's a 2. Now you want to check if there's a left side or right side. So you will have two, you have to check left side and right side. So to check left side, you will do this. You do Boolean left equal to I not equal 0 and nums I -1 equal to, then you have the left side too. Boolean right side equals I not equals nums the length -1. If you are the last one, you don't have the right one. And the nums I plus 1 equals 2. You check the left side and right side, and if no left side and no right side, then you return false. That's it. The way you do coding for 2 hours, you will still cannot get out. You just put a -1 there, you will never get out. because you did not check every two. There is a two you need to check. Whenever there is a two, you need to check. You need not only to check this one, you need to check the two on the boundary here. You also need to check two on the boundary right there. So you put a -1, you are already dead on this problem. Your key problem right now is that you are not listening. You are totally uncoachable. Okay?
Yeah.
I told you something, you are not following. You should do whatever you want to do. It is okay if you know how to do it, but unfortunately, you don't. Then you have to follow people's instruction. This is not really hard. If it is hard, it's not really hard. I already give you the hint. Check every two. You got a two, you check left side and right side. I did exactly like that, and it's very simple. And you put a -1 there. Why are you doing that? You cannot explain to me. And you keep doing it. You just didn't listen to me at all. I told you, you have to check every two. But you did not listen. You just keep doing whatever you are doing. And just keep going, keep going. You will never get out. 2 hours later, you're still there. If you keep doing this, you cannot do any competitive programming because you will be stuck on certain problem. You never get out. Okay, next one. This one later after class, you need to redo it by yourself.
Okay.
Before you do coding, tell me what it won't.
Wait, is this question asking for like if it's n equals 0, it's checking if this and this are the same?
It equals 0 checking what?
Like the start and n, and then if it's like n equals to 1, it checks here and then
So
here.
n equals 0, you check what?
The front and back, like the first and last index.
Who said that?
Yeah, I was a little bit unclear on that.
It is very clear. Why you say it's unclear? It's very clear. You misunderstand it. It's not unclear. Don't always say the problem is very confusing. Problem itself is not confusing. You confuse yourself. It's when n equals 0, you don't need to compare anything. You compare the first and last n later numbers. So if this n is 1, you compare this one and this one. N is 2, you compare these two and these two numbers. They are very clear. They don't have any confusion. It's your own understanding is wrong. So 0 means you don't need to compare. So why are you saying that zero you compare front and back? That's actually wrong. Zero don't compare anything. So basically, given the n, you compare the first n later n number and last n numbers. That's what they really want.
Yeah.
First, before you do anything, you have to understand the problem. That's your problem right now. You do not actually really understand the problem, and you try to do coding. And when you do coding, you also have the wrong logic. So you mess up everything. You cannot do coding in this way, okay?
Yeah.
Slow down, making sure you draw diagram that these really understand what they really want. The English is very simple. It's not confusing at all. There's some problem very confusing, but not this one. Okay, so now you know that they will check the first n later number and last n numbers, whether they are the same or not. What should you do?
I was thinking of like just using the indexes and put in the int len and just compare it.
Yeah.
I'm still drawing the diagram.
Okay, go back. Tell me what you did in the previous problem.
So basically, it's like here it checks if the number of times it matches is equals to the length here. And
Mhm.
then you start by going from the length. So you can, this is basically to find like the index that's like the length is 7 minus 1. It's equals to
7 minus
6.
1 for what?
Why
you need to find that number?
So I can like find the index,
You find the index for what?
the last,
What does that number represent for?
the number I want to verify.
Verify for what?
If it's equal to the value
Why
in
that
the
number
front.
is important?
It's important because it represents the distance from like basically from the distance. Wait, it's a little bit hard to explain. Okay, so if it's like 7 here and then you subtract 1, it will represent this one because this is index 6.
This one for what?
Wait, could you repeat that?
This one for what? What does that number represent for? What is the current dust represent for?
It's the index of the value you want to check.
You want to check for what?
Check if it matches the value in the front.
No. That's not the value you want to check. I keep watching you coding. Your coding make no sense. You keep modifying somehow in the middle. That's only one thing I can observe is that you are watching something else. You just copying the code into here. You're copying code from somewhere else to here. You are not developing this by yourself.
Wait, but how though? Like,
So
you
you explain to me what is the current last? What does this current last mean?
It's to find the index
Index for what?
that is at the distance based on this one. You can find the index. Like 7 minus 1. This one's 6, right? Because 0, 1, 2,
So
3,
why
4, 5, 6.
why you start with this? Why you start with this? Why you start with right here? You start with current last equals nonce, and then put a number there. You doing that for quite a while.
That was just like an error.
That's not an error, because you are copying.
Do you want to see my
Your
journal?
behavior look like you are copying for sure.
I can show you my paper.
I don't need to see your paper. From your behavior, it look like you are copying. I don't want to argue with you. This problem is very simple. You don't even need this match number.
Like, but if I'm copying, well, it's like, would it be
I don't want
much
to
more
argue with you.
efficient? Okay.
The way you are doing is just showing you that you don't know what you are doing, and you just copying from somewhere else. You cannot explain what this number is. That's the main problem. The first thing you want to calculate, there is a number right here. Yes, that's the number you want to calculate. But what does this number really represent? You still haven't explained to me. So what does this current loss actually represent? Can you tell me one more time?
It's the index of the, basically represents the distance from the entire length of the array and then len. So you can find the index. so you can match it with the one in the front.
So there's an index. This index is actually the starting point of the last n letters. So this one, you do not need to use this. Use a P that's is good enough. You do not need to use a match. You do not need to check the length like this. You do not need that. This part you also don't need that. If you know what you are doing, it's nice and clean, very short.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. Try your best, okay? Good night, bye-bye.
Thank you.